everyone. This is Dr. David Sullivan-Losey from the IU Southeast Campus. I wanted to talk to you about completing your clinical experience outside or off the IUS campus. So this video will have slides and then we'll move through them and information to help you as you complete the 15 hours in elementary school and 15 hours in middle school or high school for F200. Since you're off the IUS campus, you do not have the requirement of IUS of spending 15 hours in a Jefferson County public school in Louisville, Kentucky. That requirement is part of our commitment to diversity, one of our guiding principles at the university and our mission. Since you're not on the Southeast campus, long drive to Louisville. So you need to find an elementary school and middle school or high school. Everyone's going first to an elementary school. So this video will help you get started. So for the first 15 hours, you will be working in a middle school and then in an elementary school and then the secondary school. So what you need to do, because I'm not familiar with the schools in your area, is choose a school in your local area where the school personnel know about your IU regional campus and know that there are university students in the area who are working to become teachers. I believe the best strategy to finding a school that will allow you to come in and basically be a volunteer worker is to go in person to the school. Once you arrive at the school and get buzzed in, then you can explain to the secretary that you're a student in pre-School of Education at Indiana University and ask if you could speak with someone, the principal or another person, about completing clinical hours at the school. Explain that clinical hours is volunteer work, that you as part of the future teachers at your university will be available to help the classroom teacher and available to help the students in that classroom, that you want to do more than observe. You will observe while you're working, but you want to do more than just observe. You want to be a help. You want to help the students learn and help the teacher teach. Hopefully, you'll get to speak with the principal or other administrator. At that point, it's very possible the secretary may say no one's available. Ask then if you can set an appointment and you'll come back. Be sure and do that. If they're not available, get an appointment to where you can come back and talk to someone. When and if you get in, if it's that day or a later day, be sure and take a copy of the hello letter that I posted in Canvas that explains the clinical experience. Take it with you, get your name on it and so on, and those blank lines. Talk with the administrator about your desire to become a teacher and to help students learn. You have to sell yourself a little bit. You have to sell yourself on the fact that you see the possibility of becoming a teacher being a good thing for you, and mainly that you want to help students learn and work with other teachers. That's what principals and administrators want to hear. That's why we're in this business. It's no longer about just teaching well, it's about students learning to the best of their ability. So then ask the principal or administrator if you could complete 3 hours a week for 5 weeks. Now I want you to spend one 3-hour block per week for this 5-week period. If you can't spend 3 hours at a block, then you may go 1.5 and 1.5 or 2 and 1 hour. But it's far better to spend 3 hours there on one day of the week and do that for 5 weeks. Hopefully, the answer from the principal is yes. If not, ask the principal if he or she knows another school in the area or in the district that may do this kind of thing, and that is have teachers in to help with their students and their learning. They may know another school that'd be glad to accept you. But hopefully you'll get into that school. Now, if you give the hello letter and the principal says, well, I want to talk to your professor, no problem. Tell the principal, the administrator, my professor will be glad to call you. And then send a message to me and say to the person there in the school that you'll get a message and the call will come back very quickly. So in your message, send me your name, the name of the school that you're trying to work with, the name of the person I'm to call in their position, whether it's principal or assistant principal or literacy coach, and the phone number with the area code. And then I will call as soon as possible. If you look on our syllabus, the fastest way to get a message to me is by text. And I have my phone, my cell phone that receives text messages there on the front page of the syllabus. It's 502. If someone at the school needs to talk to me, get a message to me. I'll be glad to talk with them. Now, if the principal says we can work with you, then tell the principal the day and the time that you'll spend the 3 hours at school. I'm going to be Wednesdays from 8 to 11, or Fridays from 11 to 2 or 3. You can spend more hours than 3 if you choose, but the minimum is 3, and you have to stay 5 weeks. Ask how you'll find out the name of your clinical educator, the teacher. Maybe the principal can tell you right then. If possible, get the name and email address so you can introduce yourself, or maybe even introduce yourself in person while you're at the school. But be proactive. Ask for their names or email addresses because that you want to get in touch with them and you want to do a good job in this clinical experience. Don't be passive. Don't sit back and wait for everyone to do everything for you. Becoming a teacher means becoming assertive in helping students, in helping your own profession. So there's just briefly, again, 15 hours of clinical experience, and you can say that typically that the student at IU spends 15 hours, or 3 hours for 5 weeks for 15 hours. So I put on this slide here, and it's in the hello letter, and it's in the clinical handbook that is available in Canvas of what you can do. There are 7 items listed on this screen. I'm not going to read all 7 to you. You should have read them by now more than once, I hope, and have them in your head of this is what I can do. Let the teacher, your clinical educator, know that. Share the hello letter. That's why you're to take 2 copies of the hello letter. You're going to have 1 letter for the principal, and if you can get it to the teacher while you're there, another copy of the hello letter for your clinical educator. There's the 7 things you can do. Here are the 6 things that you cannot do. Don't do them. Blame me if you need to. If someone says, well, you need to go mark these permanent records, say, oh, my professor says I can't do that, and if he finds out that I did that, I will be in such big trouble. I might not even pass the course. Don't do these 6. And if you need to blame me, you're more than welcome to blame me. But IU doesn't want you doing these 6 things. Documentation, as you start documenting in your head the things that you're observing and the things you're doing, because I'm going to send you an online form that you'll complete online. It's going to have basically the end of the week date, how many hours you were there, the name of the school, all that demographic information. But 3 questions for you. I'm going to ask, the first question is, what did you observe? Even when you're working, you're going to be observing a lot of things, and you're going to write a descriptive paragraph for that. The second question will be, what did you do? What actions did you take? What of those 7 items did you work with and do? That's also a descriptive paragraph. The third question will be, now write a reflective paragraph or 2 about how you feel about what you saw, how you, what you think about what you saw, what confused you, all those things that are in the page that I just gave you for reflective writing. You're going to use that in the third question. So the questions will be, what did you do? What did you observe? Number 1. What did you do? How did you work? That's number 2. And 3, a reflective, couple of paragraphs, a reflective essay on those 2 things of clinical experience. All right, so, it says that's the end, so I guess it must be the end here. Let me try to go back once more. Is that the end? Oh, no, there's one more slide. Look at that. Future teachers. Oh, it says Dr. Martin Luther King because that's where they're going in Louisville. I don't know the name of your school, but enjoy this clinical experience. Work hard, but enjoy it. You're going to be completing 15 hours of work in this elementary school, and you're going to learn that teachers touch the future, and you are going to touch the future. Elementary students love it when other helpers come to their rooms. So good luck to you. Contact me if you have any questions. Contact me. Send that message to me if someone at the school you're approaching wants to find out more about the program. I'll be glad to help you. So we're going to wrap it up now. This is Dr. David Sullivan-Losey saying, be a great teacher. Bye-bye.